Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Janelle. So glad you're joining me today for a cook with me video. I have never attempted to make vegan breakfast sausages before, but I'm super excited to give it my best shot today. I've done regular, kind of your everyday vegan sausages on the channel. They were very delicious, a very successful recipe. You guys loved it so much. It's actually one of my most popular recipes on my blog, so you should definitely make sure you check it out. But I want to try something that's a little bit more, on the breakfast sausage side. Something that's a little bit sweeter. It's got those kind of like sweet mapley notes that just make a breakfast sausage so dang good. It's really salty and peppery and just tastes good with, like pancakes and vegan scrambled eggs and stuff. Oh, we're gonna be using mostly like pretty healthy whole food plant ingredients. Nothing that's overly processed, which is nice. So it's a healthier option than like a store-bought vegan breakfast sausage, and a hell of a lot healthier than, a meat-based sausage. So if you're in the market for a delicious vegan breakfast sausage, hopefully by the end of this video, I got something real special for you that you can whip up. So without further ado, let's get on with the recipe. I'll go through the ingredients as we get crack-a-lackin'. The main ingredient for these sausages is the humble block of tofu. We've got extra firm here. The firmness of this tofu is what's really going to help make the texture meaty, a little bit chewy, as we want in a breakfast sausage. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to first start by cracking open a block of extra firm tofu. This is like a standard 12-ounce block. We're not even gonna press it because I do want the moisture that is still in this block to remain, because you need a little bit of moisture to kind of create a solid, moldable meat dough later on. Meat dough, it doesn't sound that great. Meat wad. So I'm literally just going to take it in my hands. We are going to crumble it up into itty bitty pieces, as small as you can. Consistency is kind of important. It's okay if there's some bigger chunks. Beaut. Okay, we can set that aside for a moment. I've got half a cup of chopped walnuts. I'm just gonna soak them in some hot water for about 10 or 15 minutes while we prep the remaining ingredients that we've got. All right, next up, we've got ourselves a fine little apple here. Just a little gala. We're gonna shred this up. The reason why we're even adding it is because it's gonna add a lot of nice natural sweetness, which we like in a breakfast sausage. So all you gotta do is grab a box grater and use the large hole side, put it down on a cutting board or in a bowl, and we're just going to shred away. And then you can snack on the core. Yoink. Okay, so we're just going to plop that into a bowl and set it aside. Next, we've got an onion. All we're gonna do is just chop up your onion nice and fine as you can get it. Again, you could also totally just pulse up your onion and garlic together in a food processor if you are a 10 out of 10 on the lazy scale today. I do not judge. We've also got a few cloves of garlic. Garlic is one of those things that I always say to measure with your heart. This is me measuring with my heart. I feel like 3 is a good amount of garlic for this recipe. We don't want it to be like overly garlicky, but who am I to say what's overly garlicky, right? Heck, if you want to do 5 cloves, just do it. Give that a good mince. It's a beaut! Right, onion, garlic into a bowl. Side note, if you're having fun watching this cook with me, make sure you subscribe below and tell me you want me to make more cook with me videos, because I don't do them that often, but I should. I mostly do high protein, plant-based, gluten-free recipes, what I eat in a days. I would love if you joined my steamy vegan community. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, maybe even hit that notifications bell so you are among the first to see my new videos when they drop on the channel twice a week. All right, let's go take everything over to the stove and get cooking. Okay, so we're just gonna get some oil heating up in a pan, and then we're gonna saute our aromatics, the onion and the garlic first. Oh, de alley-oo's. I love that smell. Why didn't I add the apples in with the onion and garlic? It seems like now would be the time to do so. That's why they call us a cook with me. It also means have brain farts with me. Let's just let that cook with the garlic and onions for maybe another minute or two. Just until they're a little bit a little drier. All right, let's season as we go. Let's add a little bit of salt and some black pepper. You can never have too much black pepper in our breakfast sausage. Okay, apples have been cooking with the onions for about 5 minutes. So what we're gonna do now is we're just going to transfer all of this into a bowl, and then we'll move on to cooking the tofu. Just a touch more oil, just a little bit. Okay, in goes the tofu. Whoa, sizzle baby, sizzle. We got some very sexy browning action happening. We don't want too much because I don't want to like dry the crap out of my tofu. We just want, you know, some crispy golden texture. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add back the onion, garlic, apples, and season the ever-loving goodness out of this situation. So I've got 3 tablespoons here of maple syrup. This one's an obvious one because we want, you know, those caramelly, mapley, sweet, warm vibes. I've got 2 tablespoons of gluten-free soy sauce for savory, salty, umami goodness. Wow, that is really loud. Plus 2 teaspoons of some balsamic vinegar. This is just to add a little bit of tang, a lot of flavor, and a little bit goes a long way. Kind of like a good substitute for vegan Worcestershire sauce if you don't have that, which I don't right now. And then we've got like a whole bunch of spices. We've got some smoked paprika, salt and pepper, sage, garlic powder, a little bit of nutmeg and cayenne, and even some thyme in there. If I had fennel seeds, I'd add them, but I just don't. So that's okay. You really gotta like season, because this is what's gonna make the sausages taste so gosh darn good. Oh my God, do you see that? Oh, that sage is just a pow right to the sniffer. Okay, lastly, we're gonna add in our 1/4 cup of tomato paste. This is to add just extra flavor, richness, a little bit of acidity, which is gonna help to bring out so many of the flavors we've already added, plus those soaked walnuts that we had going a little while ago. Keep your temperature at like medium low now, because we don't wanna like cook out all of the liquid that we've added. We just kinda want it to kind of stay put, keep things moist. Sweet Mother of Mary, that smells outstanding. So I'm just going to now dump everything into a bowl so I can mix in our remaining few ingredients. So I've got 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast here. This is gonna sort of help to bind the meat dough together, but also add kind of savoriness, umami goodness. Plus I've also got a couple tablespoons of oat flour. I'm just gonna start by adding in about 1 because I don't know if I'm gonna need all of this. The mixture seems kind of a little drier than I anticipated, and I don't wanna dry it out too much and have it just be like overly crumbly, but we'll see. Yeah, it's actually coming together pretty nicely. I feel like I could probably add that remaining tablespoon. The fact that I can like firmly press it into the bottom of my bowl tells me that like it's definitely going to hold its shape when I roll it out into sausages. So I'm just gonna let it sit here for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes just to cool down so it doesn't singe my fingers when I start rolling them out. All right, so similar to how I made my last sausages, we're gonna be rolling them up in rice paper casings. This here is rice paper. It's literally just made of rice or rice starch. And it's really malleable when you put it in water, and you can like fold it into stuff. We're gonna grab a little plate, which I've got here. I'm gonna add some water from my kettle. It's not really hot anymore, it's just kind of warm. Kind of fill it up. Oh, never mind, that is pretty hot. Fill it up high-ish. And then to kind of flavor the water a little bit, I'm just gonna add like a couple glugs of some soy sauce and a nice little glug of maple syrup. Yoink. And just give it a little stir with the finger. So I weighed out my mix already just using my food scale. So I'm just gonna basically turn it on, and all I have to do now is measure out like 100 grams or so per each sausage. I'm probably gonna get about 7 sausages out of this. So measure out 100 or so. Yeah, close enough. Now I'm gonna dip the rice paper into the seasoned water, get it wet on all parts of it, give it a little shake, and plop it on my cutting board. Now I can take that mixture, Plop it in the center of the rice paper. And it is surprisingly holding its shape pretty nicely. Look at that. You can kind of just like form it into a sausage-like structure and then just kind of roll it up, baby. The rice paper kind of softens as it sits there, so you can just kind of roll it like this. Boom chakalaka. Yes, that looks pretty sweet. Now repeat. Sausages. We have sausages, people. Look at these. We got a few big ones and a couple small ones, but that's fine. So I've got some oil heating up in one pan because I'm gonna try pan frying a few of them, and then I'm also going to try air frying a few of them as well. And all I'm doing is I'm just really lightly oiling each one, and I've lightly oiled some parchment. This is just if you wanna try making them with a little bit less oil, because this obviously uses a lot more oil than this. So we'll see how they both turn out. Oops, I overcooked one side. Shoot! Turn my back for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and look what happens. That's okay. They're not like burnt, but they're just a little on the crispy side. Wow, do those not look amazing? Look at that crust, look at that crispy golden texture. Oh my God. I think those are done. All right, air fryer versus pan fry. So you can definitely see pan fried turned out a little more like on the rugged, rustic side, a little more scraggly, while the air fryer ones are like super crispy and a little shiny. The rice paper kind of like, you know, where it folds over kind of got a little bit thicker, but they look both like pretty darn delicious. I'd say either way is just fine. Fine and dandy. Okay, I really want to crack into one of these, so I'm going to, should I be civilized and like cut it open, or just like go for it? I'm warring with myself. I don't want to look inappropriate. Maybe I do. Oh, okay. Delicious. Oh my God. Wow, that is really good. Does it taste like a breakfast sausage? I dare say that is pretty damn close to breakfast sausage. It's sweet, smoky, savory, crispy, umami. It's got like everything. It's got all these herbs and spices in it. Wow, 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 wow. Let's cut into this one. Wow, wow, wow. Ow, ow, ow. Look at that. I'm burning my fingers for you guys. Oh, that looks meaty. The texture on that, wow. It's incredible. I would definitely make this again. Smashing success. All right, we're trying the air fried version. See if the texture is much different than the pan fried. Obviously, it's more crispy. Drastically more crispy. I mean, they're both delicious. You can't go wrong either way. I think I have to hand it to the air fried because I just love that crispy exterior. That is life-giving. Let me know in a comment below. I'm super excited to hear your thoughts on this sausage. Recipe is linked in the description below. Definitely do not sleep on these totally plant-based, tofu-based breakfast sausages. They're going to change your life.